Welcome back to the 2023 Freetail Sevens, the world's only New Year's Eve rugby bash. We're at the beautiful Round Rock Multipurpose Complex. I'm Wendy Young, joined by Tim Sigmund. This is our second plate semifinal. Looking at Gorilla in their trademark pink socks, and the Valkyries in that white and red. And this one, a bit of a toss-up I'm kind of feeling. You know, Valkyries finally scored some points. They got 7 points for the whole weekend, but overall 0-3. And Gorilla 1-2, Tim.
Yeah, you know, really the Valkyries looked, dangerous, for lack of a better term, this morning, but they looked a lot more cohesive than they did yesterday. Yesterday, they were always on the back foot, not really more than one or two phases contiguous rugby. Today, they were able to put together some phases and get some points on the board in their first match. So maybe a little more competitive. I think you had mentioned maybe a little more seasoned side today than they had yesterday. In the first match, this was a 24-0 defeat yesterday. Gorillas taking it over the Valks. But that was a different team. So I'm interested to see how this turns out. Valkyries looked a lot more competitive this morning, and I think they hope to carry that momentum into this game. This wind is going to be tough on these kickoffs, though, and it's really starting to blow.
Yeah, it's definitely gusting, and then when it's not gusting, it's a constant wind. Gorilla will get us going. They'll contest this one, but it's not going to be 10. Justin Hale going to bring us back to the middle, so the Valkyries will start with that free kick opportunity. And I think, definitely for the Valkyries, and I think Gorilla as well, really improving over their couple of matches. This is their fourth match of the weekend. Both teams showing improvement as Acosta Navarrete gets it out to the side to Lamphere. Just going to run into touch. And this one is a little bit tough with the wind again, and then the pitch lined, it's orange. So it's a little tough even for players to see.
Yeah, but definitely Valks taking some initiative there. We had something we hadn't seen from them most of the weekend. Good job finding a gap, getting it out wide, but just getting pushed into touch, unfortunately. But it looks like, is that the Valkyries with a player down off that tackle?
Yeah, it's actually Lisa Porter. I misnamed that one. I apologize. So Lisa Porter just taking another second to get up. It does look like maybe the air knocked out of her. So we will have the medical team coming on. And this one just barely getting going, but we will have a break after this. Then I hope you stay with us on Next Level Rugby, because we've got some storming semifinals coming up. We have our men's semifinal at 2:45 Central. NAV, the reigning champions, taking on Roots. Roots placed third last year, so you know they want to get over NAV. And then following that one, Tennessee Elite versus Faith. I think that one's going to be the one to watch. I think that one is going to be very close. And then, of course, we'll follow that with our women's semifinals, All Blue, defending champions, and surprise, HEB, as well, followed by North Shore taking on Faith. So congratulations to the Faith program. Both of their teams getting through to the semifinals. That is a feat to achieve. And looking like Porter is able to get out and walk up on her own. Always good to see that. So Gorilla with the line out as we get you back to the action. What is going to be fine with this wind. We have to worry sometimes. Gorilla can see those churning pink socks as she tries to take the corner. She's done this all weekend. She is so dangerous with ball in hand, so quick, those long legs, and that red mane just flowing behind her as she goes from her own 22 all the way to under the posts. What a score that is by Hicks.
Just a tremendous ability to recognize the space that's outside and use your skill set. If you know you're faster, prove it. And prove it she did as she rounds the quarter on 3 Valkyries defenders and scores.
And that's Krista Bryan.
See right here, just working it through the hands, gets it to the outside runner. And, with almost 30 meters to the outside from where the play initially started, she rounds that corner, defender grabbing nothing but air as they lose their footing, and nobody close after that. She just has to stride it out to finish.
She goes by KB, lives in upstate New York, and is a full-time mom. Love that. That's her profession. But showing that she can manage a line of Valkyries, getting around them. That's just a beautiful individual effort. She never even hesitated to get around them. So the Valkyries will receive this. Again, it's not 10. That wind just causing havoc.
Getting great height, but not enough distance. Looks like we're going to have another chance to restart as the Valkyries are having a substitution here.
So we'll get another shot here, the Gorilla side. Just that 7 points on the board, just under 5 minutes in this first half, plate semifinal. That one pushing it deep. Could it get picked up by Gorilla? It does. Able to keep it in, that's some good skill. Now around the outside, that's really dangerous. And another one just from the 50, these individual efforts by these players. That's Sophia Karrison touching down for Gorilla.
Great finish there by Gorilla. They were able to recover that kickoff. You know, it bounced around a little bit, but able to regather, throw it back inside. She gathers it at pace, a little show and go, a little stutter step to the outside, and the finish outside. Great take by her, and good job backing herself.
Yeah, absolutely good effort. So strong. See it one more time here.
Pops up perfectly into her arms. Look, just a little juke inside to freeze that defender. Slaps away the hands, and then just accelerate all the way through. Look at those big long strides, perfect form. She goes to finish. 2 quick tries from Gorilla.
12 points with that conversion. Every point counts. We have seen some really close games throughout the weekend, and those conversions have proven difficult with this wind. That one is on the mark. Gorilla will get us going again. Fisher with the restart. Putting that one right down the middle, but taken well by a Valkyrie from Austin, so they're just down the road, but stolen. I-35 crime, that's Tiara Littleton out of Dallas, playing for Gorilla. Taking that one very close to the line. Now a big pass over the top, looking for all that space out there on the edge. The loop proving deadly, and just the show and go there. That's another score for Gorilla.
Look at that counter ruck right there. That was a beautiful counter ruck at the top. Grabs it, starts fending folks off with the initial break, and then good job getting it out wide. You know, sometimes when you have those wide passes like that, you really want to grab them. You know, there may be a potential for a knock on there, but good job letting that float over her head, let the outside defender get it, and then that loop. I believe it was that Karrison who did that on that outside loop, grabbed it, and that's her second try in a row right there. So under a minute, good attempt at a conversion there, but gonna fall short. It's 17-0, but that's 3 tries in a row. Here you can see that break right there. Good recycle, supports there to get it out wide. Pass goes a little loose here, but lets it go out wide. Get it outside, regather, commit the defender, pop that loop pass, and Karrison with the finish.
Just toying with her defender there, you can see. Valkyries finding themselves again behind a big score line. 2 minutes, less than 2 minutes to go in this first half. Big restart, taken well. Finally brought to deck. Littleton in there trying to steal this one. She does steal it, but not legally. Valkyries are gonna go quick. Trying to find some space in the middle. Now out to the outside, it's Pelletier. Ireland played for Round Rock Rage, now moved to the Austin Valkyries. They want to get going again. It's Lamphere getting this tempo up for the Valkyries. Outside to the wing, just see if she can stay in bounds, but just pushed out of play.
You know, fortunate there. That's about the same spot they got pushed out on the initial kickoff earlier, but able to make a bit of a break, and they just can't quite finish. It's that last little bit, just, you know, too much into the sideline on that one. They need maybe somebody to come across at a 45 and kind of straighten that back out, push it towards the middle of the field on a different angle. Right now they're just kind of drifting out to the edge.
I would like to see some more direct running from some of the Valkyries. See if they can change that tune that's happening right now. A little one-handed dink pass over the top by the scrum half. Now out to the edge. Again, she's already scored 1. So dangerous, KB. She's gonna offload though to Lockerman. Lockerman with 1 fend. Good job by the defender to hold on. Being driven, dragged down the pitch. She stays on her feet. Takes 2 Valkyries to get her down. They're gonna push this out to the right side now. It's a long, high looping pass. Handled well by Gorilla. And that second one just not quite to hand. So we will go into the break Gorilla firmly in the driver's seat, 17 points to Valkyries 0. Stay with us as we will be back with your second half of this plate semifinal. Welcome back to this plate semifinal. Women's Gorilla in the lead here, 17-0. And that woman has done so much work. Had to take a little bit of extra break and feel that grass without being smashed into it. She's done so good, Sophia Carrison. But as we were talking about, Gorilla's pink sock are out in front.
Yep, 17-0 right now. And like we talked about before the match, they won this first matchup on day one, 24-0, on pace to best that today. But really, it's been a, Valks kind of story tournament, not able to get many phases together. And then for Gorilla, just capitalizing on mistakes. One was a big counter ruck, had a break off of that and go. Other two were just simple loose passes, and they're able to jump on it and big breaks, 50 meters plus to finish. Good showing so far from Gorilla.
And we will know at the end of this match who they're going to face. They're going to face Roots, whoever the winner of this game is. And that'll be just after those semifinals. But Gorilla getting started again quickly. Going to score this one in the corner. And that is a dream start for Gorilla.
Yeah, that's just about as good as you can have it right there. Right off the restart, ball bounces up into her hands. Just acceleration, nobody in front of her. All you gotta do is not drop it, and you're gonna score the try. Great job there, starting off right where they left off by Gorilla. Just good effort striding this one out.
Really nobody in the frame to really threaten that try. Just the referee getting there. Justin Hale showing his pace as well. Conversion pushed wide, that wind kicking up again, starting to make things difficult for these sides. Even starting to see it affect the passing at points as well. 22-0 for Gorilla.
Yeah, I liked in the personnel descriptions for the referees today. One of them said, fun fact, Justin is now 12% faster with his new haircut.
That's right, he's always had braids, yeah. I had to do a double take. I was like, is that Justin? High, long restart, can't quite handle it. Are the Valkyries? They're under immediate pressure. Able to keep it going a little bit there as Lamphere. And then now Sam is in the pitch. Out to Ireland Pelletier. Dancing around, but really putting themselves under a bit more pressure as they're only going backwards. And that's gonna be obstruction. Gorilla with a really good chance here. The Valkyries are gonna have to be on that try line now. We do have one Valkyrie down. So we'll take another pause here. This one, talk us through what you think, and I'm asking you to predict, and that's never a good thing, but that plate final looking like it's going to be Roots Gorilla.
You know what I'm going to see, what we saw in the first match was Roots had a bunch of long breaks, and that's kind of what we've seen from them all tournament. I haven't seen Gorilla be challenged in this match with that kind of speed. I think they may not be able to match some of that breakaway speed that Roots has across their lineup. And so I think that may be the difference. But when it comes to set play, I think they'll be relatively evenly matched. So it's going to be about who makes the least amount of mistakes. What we've seen is the Valks have had trouble hanging on to the ball. If we can get a few straight line runners, you can really challenge that opposition. And I feel like Roots does a better job of that. And so if I had to pick right now, I would probably say Roots is going to have the upper hand.
And this one just pushed into touch, so no try for Gorilla. And then another fun law quiz for you. Thrown into touch. Justin gets it right, 22 meter. Essentially like just being kicked straight out as well. So the Valkyries will take this out. Lamphere will get us going again with a 22 meter restart.
Yeah, unfortunate there for Gorilla. They had the ability to maybe try to get an opportunity to dot that down, but standing up tall, she just didn't have the ability to get her body position low enough to even try to score.
And the Valkyries have stolen that one back. It was a short kick with Jackie Acosta Navarrete getting it. Now Lamphere back to Acosta Navarrete. That name change just doesn't quite roll off the tongue as much as Acosta does, but I know she wants to use that full name as she is newly married to Carla Acosta Navarrete herself. Valkyries under attack now. Pelletier gonna carry that one forward. Big tackle coming in. Getting really physical out there. Valkyries having to really fight with this one. The support coming in strong. A bit of space on the outside if the Valkyries can get it there. It's a one-on-one. They choose to go the other direction. Seeing a bit of room out there for Ruthven. That defense by Gorilla just looking very strong. Now it's into the hands of Kupitz. Can't quite get around the edge. Pelletier has to circle back. That one a very flat pass, but look at this defense from Gorilla. They are just smashing them. They have not made forward ground yet. Penalty coming for the Valkyries. Just off their feet, Gorilla.
Yeah, clattering tackle there, but just getting off their feet when they tried to recover possession of that ball. Valkyries just need to get a hard, fast line runner going straight, and I think they'd be able to exploit some of these gaps that are there, and that might be it.
And that's Acosta Navarrete going through there, but can't quite hold on to it. Well, Tim, I have to ask you, you're using that word clatter a lot. Have you read the Night Before Christmas story recently? Or?
I have. With 3 kids, you got to go through that pretty often here in the Christmas season.
Like, I haven't really heard anybody else use that word. It's a great descriptor, though.
I'm a fan of 19th century euphemisms. Yeah.
Fresh legs coming on for the Valkyries, also for Gorilla. 2 minutes, 2.5 left in this plate semifinal. Freetail sevens. So fun to have this tournament on New Year's Eve. You know the teams that are going to get hardware tonight are going to party. Maybe the teams that are going to lose might party a little harder as they ring in 24. A new year on the books for us all. Big tussle at the back of that scrum. Comes out with the Gorillas, though. Showing their strength. And look at that Fenn having to get caught from behind. Another beautiful pass on the outside for Gorilla. One tackler to beat. Good tackle into touch.
Just trying to finish it there. I think the ball's gone out in the exact same spot.
A couple times, yes.
At least 3 times. I think there's only been 3 lineouts in this match, and all 3 have come within a few meters of the same spot. But, we'll see a substitution here by the Valks with about a minute and a half left in this game. And they're hoping just to get another score, or just some good downfield momentum. There's been some good opportunity for them, but it's just like that second, third phase just can't seem to quite connect. And when they do have a break like they did last time, just that knock-on, it's just that next little step that takes you to that next level. Can't quite get those link-ups.
Yeah, it's all about just making the couple of things go correctly and then keeping that checklist going. Valkyries having to fall on that one, but I think, yes, knocked on by Gorilla. So we'll just move that out and have a scrum to the Valkyries.
You know, what we've seen over the last 2 days, you know, some of the separation between these sides, like you think of how North Shore's been playing and Faith, both on the men and women's side. Rugby can be a very simple game. If you get ball to hand and just go to space, whether you're passing it to that space or, you know, creating it to run into, it's so simple to score sometimes. And those top tier teams, you just never really see the ball go to ground, and it's just so important.
Valkyries with a chance here, coming out to this left side. Immediately meeting contact, though, is Brackett. Now, Acosta Navarrete just getting swallowed by this Gorilla defense. Now it's a fight for the ball. Gorilla getting the penalty. Just everything that the Valkyries do right, Gorilla's just doing a little bit better.
Yeah.
And that will be the final whistle on this plate semi.